Hello, folks, and welcome to a great edition of F.Y.I Live. I am your host, Carlos, and I'm here with a very special guest, Sean St. Louis of Trust Me Vodka. And I'm going to talk about why he's here in just a little bit. But I wanted to say welcome, folks. If you are watching for the first time, make sure you tag us and make sure that you are following both Sean and I. I'll put in his website information as well on there, and we can talk a little bit more. But if you also are a business and you are watching this show as well too, hit me up, send me a private message. I'd love to have you on the show. I'd love to discover great opportunities to showcase great people. Not so much the products, but it's the people behind the products that make the product that great. And I think Sean can agree with me. Welcome, Sean. Thanks for being on.
I appreciate it, Carlos. A wonderful introduction. I'm looking forward to tonight's live session. This is my first, so appreciate it.
Yeah. So we talked about the premise of this is talking about trust, right? So
Yeah.
we're both in the business industry. We both talk to a lot of people. You and I actually, our connection was actually at the golf course because you guys were promoting Trust Me Vodka. And trust me, folks, it wasn't about the vodka. We just connected in a different level as dads, which was also awesome, and that's one of the things that
Absolutely.
you establish automatically when you meet the right folks, right? It's really about who that person is, and I want some of the audience here to get a chance to get to know Sean before I even jump into Trust Me Vodka on that, man. So tell us a little bit about you. I know you and I talked over coffee, and sounds like you're a phenomenal dad from what I can tell and from one of the stories you were sharing. So what's your passion, man? What's your drive?
Well, I appreciate the giving, Carlos. I've been in the trades of electrical for 17 years. Very, very fortunate to have learned how to be an electrician. It's been a great success for me. And with the birth of my third child, actually made me go, hey, you know what? It's time for a change. And my wife, thankfully, Lucy, allowed the option to be a stay-at-home father, and I took it. Thankfully, we are fortunate enough to plan for it a little bit, but it has changed my life tremendously to watch a child grow, and it's truly amazing. It's been a blessing, and that's led me down a new path and brought me into the Trust Me Vodka.
Yeah, man, one of the reasons I also wanted to make sure that I shared your story too is the fact that um, much like you and I share quite a bit of similarities in that family's always first, especially when it comes to
Right.
kids. I know you have three, I have one, man, but I know that what we do as dads, as parents, has always been about just doing better for them so they don't have to go through what we go through. Obviously, being an electrician, dude, I'm sure you had some crazy hours, 60, 80-hour weeks and stuff like that. It's the reason why I think that sometimes it's a blessing in disguise because we think, we have a child, we have this, and it opens up a whole different way of looking at things too. And then you don't
Correct.
realize just how far apart you are from the family. Like you said, watching your kid grow, right? Like it's just a great opportunity when things come up like that. I think we lost Sean. Sean, you there? There you go.
Yeah, sorry, someone called by accident.
Yeah,
Apologies.
no worries, man. But if you heard what I just said on the last piece of that too, I think it's important for those watching too, and it gives you one of those moments that you really just think about what's priorities, right? What's
Oh,
important.
absolutely,
Period.
absolutely.
So
I
let's
mean,
talk
Sid.
about. So let's talk a little bit about Trust Me Vodka, right? Tell me how you jump from going from a 60 to 80-hour job in an industry to a completely different industry with Trust Me Vodka.
Well, as I said, staying at home, you start thinking of different avenues and different ways to socialize and meet people. And luckily, I was actually introduced to Trust Me Vodka 3.5, almost 4 years ago, prior to knowing I was even going to be a father. Um, and just by that, meeting the people over the years brought me to Trust Me Vodka, and a different avenue, I guess. Uh, Thinking, hey, you know what? I don't have to be putting my time elsewhere. I can invest it I could socialize, I can network, and a great product was brought along. And Trust Me Vodka. It's been a blessing in disguise. I didn't know it was there, and here we are. 4 years later, I actually get to now bring it to everybody else. So it's truly amazing.
So, Sean, talk a little bit about what separates you guys from a lot of the standard vodka companies and all of that. I know that you guys actually, hey, talk about it, man, because I know that you guys differentiate yourselves in different ways for sure.
So I mean, we take pride in being American made. I mean, that's a big one right there. And everything comes out of Idaho. A little known fact: there's about 4,000 different types of potatoes, and I'm sure everyone can probably agree, and it's been known that Idaho potatoes are the best potatoes. So I mean, it's created a premium product. Um, it's gluten free and organic. So I mean, that makes it premium as well. We are offering now premium cocktails, which are bottled, and there will be more on the way. So be on the lookout. There's more to come.
And I know that you're doing also a lot of events, getting the word out there.
Correct.
Tell us about how, and I know that we're going to talk a little bit about the website as well too, because I'm going to put it here on the link for folks to connect to it. But how can folks order, or what can you get? Trust Me Vodka.
So you can actually find them. We try to be more local. That's kind of our thing. We want to be found locally. So you let us know where you want us, and we will be there. That's the beauty behind our brand. We want to be the friendly face behind the vodka. But you can order it online. We have online at trustmevodka.com. Obviously, 21 or over, please. And you can find the cocktails. You can find the artist series bottles, and they will ship straight to your door.
Sean, talk about the bottles, man, because that was the other thing that was very interesting. And talk about the artist piece of it,
Correct.
and how you guys do that with the art with the it's usually local artists, correct?
Correct. So, I mean, if you can see on the screen right now, we got the American flag bottles. That's the release that was for Memorial Day and obviously coming up the 4th. Um, if anybody is local, we're going to be releasing these bottles June 30th out at a golf course, Glen Ivy. So if you want to see them there, they will be there. But the artist series, we actually do, it's 20,000 bottles, and each artist has their own series, and that's the beauty behind it. You know, there's a story behind every bottle. It's not, hey, go buy this off the shelf. It's got a label on it. No, there's a story behind every single bottle, and that means something. And that's really what brought me here. You know, I've been sober 5 years and don't even drink anymore, and I still love the vodka. So
So, Sean, let me ask you this too. So, since these are custom bottles on there,
correct.
can businesses, let's say if I had an event that's catered specifically to veterans or something like that, can we have bottles custom made to fundraise or something along those lines?
Actually, we do have the firefighter series, the blue line series. So yes, to answer your question, they do have those already made. So for those events, we can get those there. You know, it's a very beautiful thing.
Awesome. And so let's get back to what we originally talked about. So when we talk about business, and I appreciate you sharing some of the key things that separates you guys from everybody else on there. And folks, again, if you're just joining us, I'm here with Sean St. Louis, who is actually representing Trust Me Vodka. There is the website, so make sure you guys visit the website as well too, and feel free to put any comments on there too. The reason Sean is I wanted to bring him on here wasn't because of the vodka piece, but because of the fact that he's one of those down to earth guys that you need to get to know. There's a great story, and he just shared a little bit of that. Changing for industries from electrician now to doing what he's doing now, and but more importantly, man, it gives you the time back to be a dad, right? You're not spending
Absolutely.
80 hours not watching your kids grow up, just seeing videos or pictures of moments that you're just they're a memory, not an actually being there. And I can relate to that, man. So let's talk about trust, man. Let's talk about a little bit. when you're out there, right? Obviously, when you were in your previous career, you always build level of trust with clients and all of that too, right? So, what are some key things that anybody starting out that you may have, maybe share some experience, like how do you develop that trust with somebody like me, right? We met at the golf course. So
Correct.
it's different because I know we just kind of hit it off right out of the gate. But for the rest of the folks, how do you what kind of tips can you give them, man, just to be approachable or to earn that trust?
I mean, you said it right there. It's not really something that you walk right into it and we walk into a conversation. But for trust for me, um, I hold my word very, very true. My accountability comes from my word. Without trust from my word, you're not going to get any action. I mean, I can tell you everything in the world, but if you don't believe me, you don't trust me. I mean, it's just all BS. So, I mean, it starts with your word. I mean, if your word cannot be trusted, you're it starts there. Everything that comes out of your mouth is, you know,
Yeah.
it's pretty much it for me. I mean, really, it's I've learned over the years that if you sit back, you listen, take in what you need, and then let out let out the truth. I mean, that's something in a relationship. I mean, my wife and I, that was something huge. Just being able to tell the truth and
Mhm.
trust each other can change your relationship alone.
Right.
So just being truthful. I mean, literally just saying what you mean and doing it. It's that simple.
And man, I couldn't have set this up any better because it's exactly as you can see, folks. It's the real deal, right? This is Sean. This is how Sean and I connected, and it's just one of those things that yeah, business is there, but more importantly, you have that personal connection, right? Whether it's
Right.
for us talking about dads, you're talking about trust, you're talking about relationships. So I want to thank you, man, for coming on the show. I know I kind of threw a little. Right out of the cuff is like, hey, you want to do this for me? And just put you on the spot, but you're a trooper, and I appreciate you
It's
being
all
on there.
right.
But before we leave, man, do you have any last parting words before we head out?
Well, I just want to say thank you, Carlos, obviously for putting me on here. Look forward to possibly being the city of Upland. I mean, that was a very fun festival you guys had out there. Um, and also just myself, we promote obviously Trust Me Vodka. We go out to golf course, but our brand OG Bombers allows me to go out and golf, and I bring along obviously a wonderful brand, Trust Me Vodka, and just leave everybody, hey, just tell a little bit more truth.
Yeah.
It'll help. I promise. It really will.
So two things, folks. Thanks for joining us today at FYI Live. If you're a business also and you want to get on the show, go ahead and send me a private message. We're not done with Sean, so we're
Uh-oh.
going to bring him back to the show. So we're going to talk about OG Bombers, which is another what I want to talk to him about as well too. But like he said, your word is your bond, right? That's when you
Yes.
develop your trust and all of that. And again, I appreciate your time for being here, folks. Thanks for joining me. We're going to try to do the shows. We're still trying to figure out an hour specifically that works for everyone. But for the most part, we're going to try to stick to Wednesdays, FI Live at 6 p.m. Share the stream with your friends. Let them know that we're here. And if those businesses that are watching or a business that could use some of the exposure and has a great story to tell, by all means, make sure that they talk to us. Sean, have a great afternoon, man. Enjoy your kids, and we'll talk real soon.
Appreciate it, Carlos. Take care, man.
All right.
Bye, everyone.